Spinning in my chair. Hello. This is so close. Like I've been feeling like this is so close lately. Ugh. Which is fine. Oh, snap! Hold up. Anyway, hi. So, Faeriely Quickie number 2. Let's go. The poop. I'm going to give this a few shuffles. I'm going to give the other one a few shuffles. And then we're going to get this one done. Trying to think of where I put my green tea K-cups. I'm not sure. I don't own the rights to that song. You missed number 1? What? Well, to be fair, I feel like I did it at like midnight, if not like 1 or 2 in the morning. It was like not even that day in some parts of the world. How are you doing today, Eve? Oh. Bottom of the deck is the 10 of spring. Ask for help from others. All work and no play. Being weighed down by too many responsibilities. The 2 cards that come out, 2113. The world, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete, and release, let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities, time to move on. There you go. Wow. I have not. Because I'm looking for my K cups. And so I ended up, no, I didn't end up going to sleep. We ended up going to like Walmart last night, but I didn't feel like getting, I didn't feel like getting out the cards. So I didn't go get any. I mean, I have some creamer, but I don't know if it's still good. But I didn't get any K cups because I didn't feel like going into the store. So I have not made any beverages yet, but I did go to Starbucks because so I've been on the London Fog latte lately, an iced London Fog latte, and they haven't had it for days, and they finally had it yesterday. So, hello, Sandra. Do 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 do. Oh, of Mice and Midnight. I feel like yesterday was an interesting day. There's somebody who reads at the shop. And what I've discovered is she's now 2 for 2. Maybe, yeah, 2 for 2. Well, okay. Let's say 2 for 3. But I think that's because the third one didn't necessarily involve She's still 2 for 2. She's 2 for 2 at like, so like I'll get a read from her and like be intrigued, and then like later that day, it'll be like the same day or the next day, the thing will come to pass, and I'll be like, ooh. um, so yesterday was an interesting day for reasons that honestly I won't even know, because it was a choice and decision that I did not make. Death. Oof. Ooh. He of the fiery sword and death at the cut. Yeah. It's a path that I did not take, a door that I did not open. So honestly, I feel like if I hadn't, like if she hadn't pulled cards for me, I might have. Low, like on the lowest of keys, on the lowest of keys. Her advice. And the forewarning that I got was enough to get me to go, you know what? Maybe not. Wow. I did say we living in some potentially South Node times, with Mars slowly closing in on the South Node. Ooh. Mars is actually opposing my Venus right now. My Venus. Excuse me. Life experience. No, it's the Empress, actually. The Empress and the Wheel. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, yesterday was a day of pathways. Some that open, some that remain closed, some that close, I'm sure, in some way, somewhere. All right. But that's enough about me. Who was our fairy today? These are supposed to be short, and it's already been like 7.5 minutes. All right. Faeriely, Quickie number 2. We have the Guardian at the gate, which may be appropriate for pathways opening, closing, and remaining in whatever state they were in. Hold up. We have the Guardian at the gate and someone else's daughter. No, this is her sister. Isn't this the sister of Epona's wild daughter? Laced. Yesterday, Epona's wild daughter was over the person facing left, which could be the past. Today, we have a fairy that's facing right, which could be the future, and the Guardian at the gate. Wow. I'm not going to say that this is for me, but like, did I low-key pass the test? Was that a test? Yeah, it probably was. Ooh, girl, I'm gonna have to when I see her, I'm gonna have to give her a big thank you. Gonna have to give her a big thanks, because I was like, what? And then I was like, hold up. The Guardian at the gate. This is interesting. It's interesting because the Queen of Swords, the Scarlet Shield, just came out as, or standing in place of like at a boundary or at a barrier. Well, I guess she kind of created one, or she was it. And it was like, what lies behind the shield? And so here's that energy again, since there's a Guardian at the gate. Woo! I mean, these Faeriely quickies are what they are. So, you know, I ain't I mean, it's looking, I guess my experiences, while not necessarily always universal, are also not necessarily ever or always my own. As in, like, I may not be the only person experiencing what I'm experiencing, right? The bottom of the deck is the Ten of Autumn, which is the Ten of Pentacles. And I think that came out yesterday. Take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or loved ones. Yeah, I did. Making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. We have, so the cards that flipped over or that came out, it's life experience, Nine of Winter, Nine of Spring, and the Five of Autumn. So this is life experience, aka the Tower, Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. And then behind the Five of Pentacles is the Three of Wands, because I didn't see it. This is interesting because it's like on one side or at the bottom of the deck is this Ten of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. What? And the Queen of Cups and the World. Yep. This is the bottom of the deck, which is like one path. Or it's feeling like one path, and then here's the other. So the reason why I say that it's because, so we have the Guardian at the gate, and in this tower, there's actually, I don't know what you call it, but you can walk under the tower. Oh. So walking under the tower leads to the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the World. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Chariot. Because in this card, in the Nine of Swords, they're facing like in a different direction. They're like, hey, like, let's leave this. Let's blow this popsicle stand. What did somebody, what was, I think I was at work and somebody was like, let's leave this lemonade stand or something like that. And one of my other coworkers was like, that is not how the saying goes. Which is why I'm like, that's funny. So yeah, it really is an opportunity to go beyond the gate and experience a lot of new stuff. Life experience, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Nine of Winter, unfounded fear, focusing on worst-case scenarios, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. It's facing in the opposite direction. Protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation, Nine of Spring. Five of Autumn. Reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for a career change. Feeling challenged by money issues. And the Three of Spring. Plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Have patience. There are good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. Now, what's interesting about this is that the Nine of Winter is actually looking in the same direction as Laced. Very, not necessarily the same, but they feel like similarly poised. Let's do some reading. I hope you got your listening ears on because I got my reading mouth. You're at work but listening. I will be at work as well in a few days. Let's read The Guardian at the Gate first. Well, excuse me. Yeah. The Guardian at the Gate. This is interesting because I just thought of the Keeper of Karnak. And I was telling Reem, but within the past week, there was a feeling, or I had a thought of like, as light draws nearer, shadows grow darker and like more crisp and stuff like that. Like more defined. They're more defined the closer that the light gets. And I feel like it was after I went live on my last rotation. I don't know if it was the last live. We'll see. The Guardian at the Gate, passages to new life, openings, and gatekeeping. The principal task of the Guardian at the Gate is to facilitate the passage from one realm to another, and to block the passage of that which is not ready to pass. These realms may be Earth, Fairy, the cosmos of the singers, or Unity. They can also be considered as levels of reality or states of consciousness. In one state of consciousness, we are in the ordinary world. In another, we are in Fairy or Unity. Our bodies don't move, but our minds do. The Guardian at the Gate of Unity facilitates the passage of the song into the hearts of the singers and aids the passages of humans and fairies into unity, to be filled by that song when it is their time. We cannot make the mystical experience happen to us. We can only open our hearts wider and wider until we are ready, usually only momentarily, to receive it. The Guardian at the Gate recognizes our readiness. Along this line, one man in the Oracle online group notes, we see the energy gathering into the starry gate or streaming out of it in the picture, but we cannot tell what is happening on the other side of the gate. This is very suggestive of how these gates and our passages through them can be. I guess this isn't too long, so I'll finish reading it. Drawing this card indicates that a passage is being made to the beginning of something new in our lives. It speaks of new opportunities and new openings. Passing through this gate may lead to a physical journey, a mental or an emotional one, or a journey of the spirit. It always leads to adventure. This gateway will also lead to significant change in our lives. The passage through such a gate changes us. 11:11. It's 10:15 here. There was a thought. I'm gonna actually pull that deck made by Lightstar, Magical Dimensions, Oracle Cards, and Activators, and I'm gonna look before and after Adventure. That deck also has fairies in it. That deck has fairies in it. I think there was something else though. The World card. It was what? Virgo. It was the Hermit, the World, and the Eight of Wands at the end of when I used the Happy Tarot, right? No. Dana was here. It was a live where Dana came in. And then I was like, oh, what is this mystery? Because it was like all of a sudden we're at the World. And the World did come out. The World came out in the tarot before I even got the Fairy Oracle card. Now let's see what this fairy is about. Oh, there she is. Hold up. This is not the right. This ain't even the right card. I saw our girl at the top and I thought I had the right intro. I just saw her and then I'm like, okay, this is Fairies of the Future. It was the world and it was let go. And when it was the world and let go, it did low key make me think of that allow the world to be rewritten energy. Fairies of the Future, the guardian at the gate. Interesting. Here we go. Lace, Moon's daughter. Light cast in shadows, spiritual guidance, illumination, and riddles. She is the bringer of light in the darkness, yet moonlight both reveals and conceals. Her bright fairy hoof prints light the path ahead of you, guiding you through the dark. She is also one of the guides at the passages between the other worlds and this one. It is she who, with her bright light, tends the gate of revelation. No, not the gate of revelation. Kirsty, hey, how you doing? Hey, David, welcome. How are y'all doing today? Not the gate of revelation. Oof, oof, big oof. Just because I'm pretty sure it was Eve that mentioned the rapture. And then yesterday, I went to, ever since I stopped working where I work, I don't go down that way anymore. But I was going to Aldi with my grandma to get groceries. And I stopped by Burger King for breakfast because it's been a while since I've had a Burger King breakfast. And there's this sign, there's like this church that's there that I would always look at the sign as we passed it on the way to work. And they were like, I would always look at the sign because I guess there was like a guest pastor or something that would come like once a month. And they would just be like, oh, Pastor Dan is here to talk about whatever on this day. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's going to give me a date. And it was just like, Pastor Dan is going to be here and we're going to go through the book of Revelations. And I was like, ooh, not the Revelations. It is she who, with her bright light, tends the gate of revelation. I mean, I guess that's just the revealing of something. It doesn't necessarily have Eve. Not yet. Could be today. Could be any day. No man knows the day or time, as I've heard. So it is she who tends the gate of revelation, showing us the way through by illumination, while her sister, Epana's wild daughter, helps guide us through the gate of despair. Lace's gate is much more fun. Yet, in the process of guiding us, Lace may pull a veil of cloud across the face of her mother, the moon. And 3 steps later, we fall into a bog. That should wake you up, she thinks, smiling wisely. She disapproves of sleepwalking, which is something that most of us humans do a great deal of the time. The night contains too much magic and beauty and wisdom to walk through it unseen. You may find her activities helpful. You may find them frustrating. How you take them is entirely up to you, but they are intended to help you awaken. Bear in mind that she does not trip us. She merely places an obstacle or a pitfall in our path. And we, sleepwalking and unaware, step right into it. We don't have to do that. As always, it is our choice. Ooh! I'm gonna have to give Kim a big thank you. Because honestly, like I said yesterday, I would have walked into it. I guess I can't say that I would, but I can say with like at least 85 to 90% confidence that I would have walked into it. Because I almost did, but then I was like, wait, And the Bible says warning comes before destruction. She warned me. She warned me because I guess I don't listen to myself when I'm doing this. Whoo! And so it's interesting that we have life experience, which is the tower. It feels like this life experience is just the gateway or the portal. And literally right behind that, looking in the same direction, is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card that's typically, it's associated with sleeping, but it's a person who's awake at night rather than the Four of Swords being like someone who's asleep. Yeah, this one is real. Take it as it resonates because I mean, this is hitting for what yesterday was for me. I mean, to be fair, there was that pitfall, but that wasn't an opportunity that was necessarily offered to me. That was me reaching out to follow up on one. So, anyway. Excuse me. Wow. That ought to wake you up. Is she any better than her sister? I guess she is. Maybe not. I guess mirages are tricks of the light, aren't they? That was a thing. What was that? The Fata Morgana. That's what it was, the Fata Morgana. And Fata Morgana was an energy that actually came out in the Magical Dimensions Oracle cards and activators. I'm pretty sure I saw it in there. The Fata Morgana was an energy that was like, there is this golden pathway, there is this life, this existence that we wish to have, but with the Fata Morgana, it's like it's separate from the world. It's not on the ground, and so there is no path there. But there was an energy of, I'm sure knowing me, it was probably choice or something that grounded the Fata Morgana so that it did actually become our experience. Here's the opportunity to walk through that gate. Wow, the Fata Morgana was a minute ago. Oof. 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 What came up for you yesterday? The Fata Morgana or something different? I'm confused. Oh, there's the moon in the window too. So not only does she have a similar pose to the moon, but you actually see the full moon in the window. Ooh, some of these again. I guess that's the thing with some. Oh, snap! Really, for real? What? Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that one hasn't come through in a minute. Wait, it was the. I think it came through in the Magical Dimensions Oracle cards and activators, but I'm pretty sure it also came through in the Mystical Dream Tarot. Because I'm thinking of, I can't remember what card it is. I feel like it's a Seven of Cups, maybe. But there's like the castle, and then there's the two portals, or like there's the thing, and then there's like the castle and the sky, and then the other portal. And then there was on the Lord of Wands, Lord Ganesh's red airplane. Let's grab these magical dimensions, oracle cards, and activators to see what adventure has in store for us. Ooh, when I tell y'all she almost got me yesterday, I really am. Because she read me at the July psychic fair. And I was like, oh my gosh. And there were two charms that came out that very, very, very specifically meant something that at the time I saw them, I didn't get. I didn't completely understand. But then when the thing happened, I was like, oh my gosh, like, how did I not piece together that this was that? Like, literally, it couldn't have been laid out any more plain. And then yesterday, it was like 6:00 p.m. She just happened to go, and that was 6:00 p.m. And she pulled some cards, and at first, like, I didn't get it, honestly. I thought it was one thing. And I was like, And then a few hours later, I was like, oh, thank you for the heads up. Today is a very special Virgo's birthday. My cousin, and tomorrow is another very special Virgo's birthday. A very, very, very special Virgo's birthday. Kathy, Twitty. Yeah, let's do this. Whew. So I guess it ain't a time for sleepwalking, folks. I wonder if, I think on. Sorry, never mind. I was about to make a joke. I'm not gonna make. There is the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. There's so much fatigue. The Nine of Swords is restless, like they can't sleep. So their mind is fatigued. The Nine of Wands is so vigilant that their body is fatigued. The Five of Pentacles, because of the isolation, could be emotionally fatigued. And then the Three of Wands is just praying for a solution. With mental, emotional, and physical fatigue, it's almost like anything that comes along might be when it's first offered, we may think it's better. Now, what I guess what I don't like about this energy is and I feel like what I don't like about this energy is a little not extreme, but it's there's so much mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion that's present here that it's it would be so easy to be unaware or to not think things through all the way when presented an option. Right? It's if you've been starved for weeks and there's something that you can eat that you know is not good for you. It's well, in an ideal world, I wouldn't have to do this, but I'm starving. And I guess that's interesting because it was the other day when the devil came out. And I was like, when Jesus was in the desert for like 40 days and 40 nights, and the devil was like, you are the Son of God. Like, you could turn those rocks into bread and be fed. Why are you starving? And Jesus was like, you don't think I see right through you? I'm good. And I'm not going to say that this is necessarily like that extreme, but like the Three of Spring offers so much hope of like a brighter tomorrow after these heavier energies: mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion. Now, the Five of Pentacles or the Five of Cups could be emotional exhaustion, but I feel like the Five of Pentacles is even more extreme because that Five of Cups energy is almost inherent in the Five of Pentacles. But on top of that, you also get like people who are starving outside, people who are injured, and people who are in need of like care and attention rather than just the emotional. I guess the Five of Cups would be like pure emotional, but the Five of Pentacles adds physical like situations on top of that. And then you get this fairy that's like, I hope they're not sleepwalking. Person ain't slept for days and belly is touching their back and they're on crutches. You know what I mean? It's like this is one of those where I'm like, I feel like it's hardly fair type of energies, but I don't know. Ooh. We'll see. We'll see what adventure has to offer us. Gaian Awakening and the Third Eye Portal at the cut. If I could roll my eyes harder, I would. Galactic guidance, star family assistance, cooperation, and liberation, power, fulfillment, and self attainment came out at the bottom, or they just flipped out. Now, galactic guidance was at like, I guess it was the final card the last time I used this deck because it was at the top of the deck face up. Usually, I don't necessarily see that as well. I don't know how I see this, but that could be a moon behind her in liberation. This could low key be our girl. She even got flowers in her hair. Exploration is at the bottom of the deck. Boldness, unknown, limitless. So I found adventure. We have inspirational creation, alchemy, the elements, innovation, with adventure, innocence, play, discovery, and wisdom, psychic intuition, and truth. If I could roll my eyes harder, I would. Inspirational creation and wisdom. Oh, let me show you the cards. So this is adventure. And in adventure, she's holding a key behind her back, a golden key behind her back, faced with, you could say, this portal, this gateway, the gate of revelation or whatever. There's the fairy on the other side. Here is inspirational creation and wisdom. Now, the inspirational creation is interesting because it makes me think of that Page of Swords. You can find happiness by, it was the Page of Swords and whatever other card. It was like you can find happiness by using your resources in an inventive way. Creative solutions to real life problems, apparently. See, but this one is also in front of the moon. And wisdom. So I guess low key, it's like, if you know better, you know better. Or if you know better, you do better. It doesn't matter. This is the most, and I guess it's interesting. Everything is interesting. I mean, because I just made that post the other day where I was like, what if instead of a test, it's like something different? This is most obviously and plainly reading as a test. And this is reading as a test. Well, maybe not. Because I was going to say when the Page of Swords came out with the Three of Wands, it was the Three of Wands. Three of Spring. Because the Page of Swords was like, I was using the Happy Tarot. The Page of Swords was like, look, watch me use my sword to do whatever. And then the parent was on the other side of the gate, like, okay, like, I'm not going to help this time. And the Page of Swords was like, it's fine. Like, I don't need any help. I got this. Watch this. The Ace of Swords is here behind the Knight of Wands, Prince of Spring. 10 of Autumn, 2 of Summer, Queen of Summer, the World, Prince of Spring, and the Ace of Winter. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. And behind the Ace of Swords is the Chariot. Oof. But I was going to say, like, it's interesting that this one is reading so testy while the other one read more like an initiation. And it read more like an initiation because of everything that came after. But if I think about it, it's the same here. The Guardian and the Gate, it mentioned like what lies beyond the gate. The Guardian stands at the gate to welcome those who are ready and to deter those who are not. And maybe galactic guidance and liberation is like, this could be that same, like, hands off, like, we're not going to do this, we're not going to solve this, we're not going to carry you through this type of energy. Because it's self attainment. So, somewhere along this process, I mean, but that's what it said too, like, going through the gate changes us. Somewhere along this process, we do become more independent, or we operate in a different enough way that we don't rely on whatever or whoever we rely on as much to do things that we can do ourselves, I guess. It's like we have enough life experience to know better. Wisdom. So maybe this one would be like exercise extreme wisdom under the gaze of the daughter of the moon. I don't know. We'll workshop the title. Yeah, this one is this is like it reads as intense. And it reads as intense. Maybe it's because I'm putting too much of like I'm digging too much into the context of it. But we ain't get no King of Swords today. Ain't no card here telling me to not be emotional. You know what I mean? Like, this seems like it would be hard. It's not the time for sleepwalking. It's not the time to be anything but present. It could be. It could also be because like there are opportunities that are arising right now. Something right now may be different enough that it will not play out the way that it did in the past. And sometimes when we are so bound by our hurt and our pain and how things worked out in the past, we are sleepwalking. Because it's like we only see what we've already seen, and it's how the brain protects ourselves, it's how the heart protects itself. It's all self-preservation for the mentally, emotionally, physically, and maybe even spiritually. Well, the spirit isn't necessarily here. For the mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. Satisfaction from a job well done. Oof. Yeah, this one is like big oof. The cards themselves, again, at the bottom of the deck, it's the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, the World. Like the energy down here is gorgeous. And then you have the Knight of Wands into the Ace of Swords and the Chariot. Like the Ace of Swords elevates that Knight of Wands energy into a whole gosh darn chariot. Okay, well, this one wasn't necessarily quick, but it's still less than an hour, so I guess I'm gonna put these away now. Trust is at the bottom of the deck. Trust in the third eye portal. 3942. So we have 2442. Trust in inspirational creation. I kind of like trust in inspirational creation. Maybe I didn't give inspirational creation enough credit. Inspirational creation, it feels like, I don't know if it's going to be like at the point that you almost reach for whatever comfort, you get like inspired. That's when like the innovation comes through. Also, because alchemy is here, I'm like, yeah, this is it's I don't know, like it's an initiatory test. It's like an entrance exam. This is an entrance exam because I feel like entrance exam does both the test and the initiation. I know a lot of initiations come with tests, but like it reads as so testy. That's what I got for today. Big oofs. I mean, I guess we're still in this energy. I feel like I've read it at least 3 different ways. Yeah, because this is. Why did I think this was Fairy 3 for a minute? No, because yeah, because the first time it came out, it was the demon, and I used the SKT. It was the demon and the Scarlet Shield, and then I used the Happy Tarot. and it was like similar but a different framework. And then in Fairy 1, it kind of came out with Apana's wild daughter focusing more on one aspect. And today, Laced, the moon's daughter, comes out with another aspect, but more so like she was at the bottom of the deck with the guardian of the gate being here. So, in a way, I guess I could assume that since the guardian at the gate is the card that actually came out, and since Lace is at the bottom of the deck, we have successfully navigated through the pitfalls to reach the gate. Like it feels like all of the traps and pitfalls would have been placed before we actually reached the gate. And now that we're at the gate, we just like, oh, already put the cards back. And it even mentioned adventure, which is the reason why I pulled this deck. We approach the gate with the key. Under that is attachment. I thought it was challenges. Attachment, throat portal, utopia. So I guess that's a way to look at it, right? Maybe Lace is more about the things that we've already overcome rather than what's facing us currently. Maybe this is about the things that we've already overcome. So if I read it as going towards the gate and then beyond it, it's like there were things that we desired in life, but then along the way we experienced loneliness, a lack of aid, help, assistance, nurturing, kindness, physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, anxieties, worries about whether things will actually work out, and doing our best in the day-to-day. And after all that experience, this is where it leads us. But there comes this moment where this is the let go. Let go is actually here because I saw 13. So under the Chariot, it's the Two of Winter, the Queen of Autumn, and then Release. Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and Release. But it's like this is that moment where I don't know if it's like where we ask ourselves if we're really ready to let go of the past, to step into something new, or if it's that point in time where we realize that to continue forward, something has to give. And it may just be the opportunity that comes our way. And whatever way that opportunity presents itself, it might require a vulnerability of us, a strength of us, a presence of us, a flight, or a medium of travel that may have scared us. Like whatever would have prevented us from taking it and from allowing that opportunity to be all that it's going to be in the past. It's like we have the wisdom now to claim it. So, woo! That's just a casual Tuesday morning at the moment. Ooh. Okay. All right. I am going to get one final card from the Magical Dimensions Oracle Cards and Activators. And then the rest I'm just going to shuffle away. So we get isolation and harmonic resolution, followed by adventure. Bottom of the deck is, again, exploration. Boldness, unknown, and limitless. Wait, is this the thing that was behind liberation? That would make sense. Liberation and exploration. Isolation, loneliness, reconnection, and home. Harmonic resolution, negativity, anger, transmutation. Adventure, innocence, play, and discovery. Well, there's a wolf on this moon. When's the wolf moon? The wolf moon is an actual moon. I feel like it's in like January. I feel like it's in a winter month. Wolf moon 2023. January 6th, 2023 was the wolf moon in the US at least. Did I say January? I knew it was like in a winter month. That's the whole year. That's this whole year. Well, I was talking to one of my buddies, and he did say that this year has been like really rough for him. But here, within the past week, he feels like it's starting to turn around. But the month before that last week was like everything, like really falling apart, like health, life. But now they're on the mend. So isolation, loneliness, reconnection, and home. There's a wolf on the moon. That's why I was like, when was the wolf moon? And then harmonic resolution. So after that loneliness comes the negativity and the anger. But when we transmute that, and the alchemist did come out, alchemy was inspirational creation. We get adventure. We realize that in some way it gave us the key, or we now have the key to make big, long lasting impacts in our own life, in our own lives. See, this is why I'm like, as a human, as a person who was also living the experience, sometimes I wish some things didn't have to come so hard, Like we didn't have to learn the hard way or experience whatever to like, why do we have to lose something to appreciate it? Why can't we just be in an energy of appreciation while we have it? You know what I mean? Like, let's do more of that. Because this mess. I mean, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, the world. Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Chariot. Excuse me. Oof, these Faeriely quickies. Oof, see. I'm tempted to end this right now just so that it won't hit an hour. That's fine. That's why I call them Faeriely quickies, because I know they're not going to be quick in the fairy skin. Because, Lace is like, oh, well, congratulations, you're not sleepwalking. It was for your own good. Like, aren't you so happy that you suffered now? Aren't you so happy that you experienced heartbreak, pain, loneliness, disappointment time and time and time and time and time and time again? You're gonna love so much your life after all of this because you've known true suffering. And it's like, girl, could I have gotten the pleasure without the pain? You know what I mean? Like, was the suffering really necessary? That's why with the fairies, right? What are you gonna do? She's like, oh, but it's for your own, like, I'm helping. Okay. Ooh, all right. Now, I'm not going to get a final card, but I will tell you. Oh, I was like, I know a card just flipped over. It landed here and ended up all the way over there. I'm like, I just saw that card hit the table. It's in there's this beam of sunlight, and the card is like a good sixth of it is like in the light. The Five of Winter. Walk away from dishonest associations. Realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Winter. Strong, patient, self sufficient, and funny. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career, unmarried or divorced individuals. We saw the King of Winter yesterday. Behind the Queen of Winter is awakening. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. A temporary pause in action. I guess I should show it like that. There you go. Do 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 do. I was like, where's the box? Do 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 do. Now I'm like, I wonder, like, would I? I mean, I guess even if the door would have opened, once that door opens, you get to peek inside and you're like, actually, I think I'm good out here. Oh, I just remembered I left something on the stove at home and I don't want my house to burn down. Gotta go. Sorry. Bye. I don't know. It's just like, oof, like big oof. And this, like, not to get too personal. I mean, it's something that I talked about on this channel before. Months ago, I feel like. With that, like, that resurgence of, like, survivor's guilt. What? But I was like, it's going to play out the exact same way if things haven't changed, because I'm not. Venus retrograde was like, no, we're not. Before Venus retrograde, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I hope they're okay. And Venus retrograde was like, I think they're fine. We got Mike. Mike the Myomancer is back. Number 42. 42 was trust. And at the bottom of the deck is honesty, which is interesting because when I was looking for the entry for Laced, I opened. First, it was the Fairies of the Future, and then I went to honesty, and then I found Laced. I feel like with these two together, it's like, it's those little things that we do to each other or for one another that let us know how much we do or don't appreciate each other. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the truth in the little things, right? Like, let's say that someone, like, you could say that someone is generous because they're constantly, like, buying you things. But if they use that against you, or if they try to compromise you in some way and they're like, well, I did this for you. And, like, there's a difference between like that type of compromise is one that's, like, extreme. You know what I mean? If it's something that truly compromises you. Otherwise, it's like, is it unreasonable to expect for someone who you are there for and to be there for you in your moment of need? Like, that's what friends do for each other, right? That's different than whatever, but it's like there are these big things that we signal to each other, but then there are these, like, really subtle ones. And it's like, well, like if you constantly and always use what you do for me as like to make me feel bad about doing this or not doing that or whatever, then like that's the truth of it. It's like there are things that may not be done out of the kindness of their heart or because they care about you. It's so that you will owe them and so that they can use it as leverage against you to get you to do whatever. You know what I mean? It's something like, and that's just one example. Um, like, let's say that you're going through something and someone like is messaging you like good morning or something, or like off like trying to meet up with lunch, meet up for lunch or something like that. And like it's because they can tell or they can feel that like you're going through something and they want to be there for you. I'm trying to make it like a good morning text or like a hey, how's it going may seem maybe something that like can be seen as insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but it's like one of those little things that people do that let us know that they care about us. You know what I mean? So it works on like both sides. It's not all negative or all positive. It's not necessarily anything at all. It's just those little ways in which truths are communicated with Mike the Myomancer and honesty at the bottom of the deck. Because it's the little things at the end of the day, you know? And the big things are nice too, I guess. But it's really the little things, right? It's whatever it is for you. So. Oh, hold up, wait. Ooh. Kirsty was like, excuse you? Actually, it was a compliment. Excuse me. All right. Well, this has been this has been Faeriely, not that Quickie number 2. What am I going to title this? Let's see. I'm going to title this before I end the video. Fairly Quickie 2. My brain just died. I can't keep a thought right now. I might just sit here for 10 minutes. Ba 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 ba. They are. I'm like, oof. That's why some of them I just leave it as the date. I could just call it oof with like 10 O's. Oof. With the emoji. Honestly, there's like silence in my brain right now. All right, let me try to think. We had Lace the Moon's Daughter. We had the Gate. Maybe like, see, not like everything you've ever wanted costs all that you have ever known. Like yesterday was easy. Like for your own good, I feel like, because that was kind of her energy. She's like, I'm helping. Oh wait. Okay, so we got the gate of revelation with the gatekeeper, maybe like beyond the door. See, but this wasn't about or at the precipice of revelation, or just the precipice of revelation. Because since like we're at the gate, or like face to face with revelation. I don't know. Well, I might be here for another hour just moving back and forth in the chair, kicking from one leg of the desk to the other. Maybe a somnambulist nightmare. Yeah. Somnambulist's nightmare is something's dream. Dun dun dun. Right? I feel like it's a little too. I'm trying to be less melodramatic and be more melodramatic. uh, is the gatekeeper's dream? No. Maybe it's just a somnambulist nightmare. Maybe that's it. A casual Tuesday. Now I'm like, is today Tuesday? Today is Wednesday, right? I don't even know what day it is. Or is it Tuesday? No, today is Wednesday because I got off Monday. Yeah, and yesterday was Tuesday. I was like, wait, because I got off Monday and I was gonna go to Aldi with my grandma. But I didn't because we didn't end up leaving Menards until like 1 p.m. And I was like, I'm slowly approaching 24 hours being awake. I was like, I can't get the groceries today. I can't do it. I did it yesterday. Yesterday, also, I was telling Eve, but I've been unpacking some of my stuff. And every time I hit 400 stars on Starbucks on the app, I go and I get like a new cup or whatever. Not every single time. Sometimes I get a free drink. But I go and I get a cup, and I have so many Starbucks cups. And part of my Virgo season delusion, my Taurus moon dream is to like really start like cooking because I want good food, and there's not a lot of good food here. And I just like, I don't know, it fuels that part of me that's like, but I could like cook my own food. And like, what if I was amazing at cooking? Like, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be great? Yes. And then I was like, I could also like make drinks instead of going to Starbucks and buying them. I got enough Starbucks cups here. And I guess it's funny because I actually got more Starbucks cups yesterday. They had like the little reusable glow in the dark Halloween cups because I had 400 stars, and it was I almost got a cold brew thing, but I was like, eh. They only had one and it was looking whatever. So, but I don't like, I gave my mom my Keurig when I went home because hers went out and I thought I'd be at home for a minute. I've been here for a few months now, and I'm like, I don't have a tea kettle. Like, I wanted a Keurig. And I remembered yesterday because I went to Aldi with my grandma and my journey buddy, she was telling me that they had a frother there. But I was like, that's when I tried to come last time, but we didn't make it in time. And she was like, "What's a frother?" And I was like, "Honestly, I don't really know. Like, I might have an idea, but I don't know." And then some kind stranger was telling us of what a frother is and how amazing it is for like marshmallow fluff and hot chocolate or something like that. Some kind of marshmallow something in hot chocolate. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good." She was like, "Not to butt in on your conversation, but this is a frother and it's amazing." And I was like, "Okay." But then I was like, "Wait." So I suffered through my job all the way until the very end. Somebody bought a Keurig and that person had left. And they were like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Well, there's one at home." And my mom bought my grandpa a Keurig years ago. But I asked my grandma if she wanted it. She's like, "Yeah, I'll take it." She still had it. She doesn't use it because my grandpa has one. So now it's here. And I told you that I said I've been on the London Fog, like the Ice London Fog lattes. There's a latte extension on this Keurig that I hadn't seen before this one, but it's got a little frother on it. So I've been wanting a Keurig. I was like, I'm not going to spend money on one, and I didn't have to because I already suffered enough in the past that I can enjoy it in the present. My grandma was just holding it for me until the moment that I didn't even know I would need it or want it. But that's what the three of spring was about, right? Hard work paying off or something like that. Rewards for a job well done. There you go. Since I already put in the time, I got the Keurig for free. But no, Eve, I haven't made any drinks yet. I know you asked me that question earlier, but I texted Eve. I was like, "I'm trying to be the Starbucks at home." We got Starbucks at home. Me, I'm the Starbucks at home. I'm trying to be my own personal chef, barista extraordinaire. I don't know. Virgo season's really got me like, "Ooh, like I could do it. I could do it." Especially on these days off. Now, on my days on, then we'll see. All right. Yep. I'm just gonna title this a somnambulist nightmare, and that's it. My mom actually ended up getting one. Um, in the supermarket. Not to butt in, but I feel like I think that's what I might do because that's what I was telling my grandma. She was like, "Are you going to be making lunch?" I was like, "Lunch?" She was like, "Yeah, are you going to be making lunch?" I was like, "Maybe on my last day off, I could like meal prep my days on, freeze it, and then like eat it. But when I'm working, I'm not cooking. I mean, I might, honestly. Um, my best friend forcefully sold me his Instant Pot when he left the US. And when I was at home, I didn't have too much use for it. It was just in a box for years. But recently, like month, maybe a month before I left, maybe a few months before I left, I moved out. I plugged it up. So I've been using it here. And it is it's convenient. So I could probably still cook on my days off. But if I plan it, so I mean he did. He basically like forced it he forced it into the car when I was leaving, and then he stole money from my wallet because he gave it to me. I was like, I didn't even ask for this. Now I'm glad I have it. You know what I mean? Stuff that's been sitting for years. I now have a use for, a need for. I'm glad I have. But yeah. Yep. The worst time to cook is when you're hungry, I would assume. Because it's like, oof, I really wish this was done right now. All right. So it really took me like 20 minutes. It's fine. I enjoy spending time and just rambling. Um, is there anything else? I don't think so. I wonder how long this is. I kind of want to roll some dice, honestly. But I'm not going to roll the metal ones because I don't have my thing and I don't want them to scratch up my table. Excuse me. To cook, to grocery shop, to do anything but eat. Yeah, we'll use these. Why not? I wonder how long this is going to be or last for. I don't even know what the timing on this is. I'm like, I don't know why they're like, I'm getting a whole bunch of messages about it's important for you to know who and what you're about. And now everything is apparently a test. After I was apparently, seemingly, ironically, like, what if tests aren't actually tests? Well, these been looking real testy. These cards have been reading like, oof. All right. Okay, air. Oh, is that our Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, King of Swords, Archangel Commander? Air came out. I didn't even get to roll the dice. It just. Is this 88? 888. Yep, it is. 888. 5, 19, and 2. Gotta use my cheat sheet. Gotta use my cheat sheet. I want to get back into building spreads, but I don't have my Surface book. And I could use this, but the portal. Oh. Gonna write an essay. That's what I say. What I learned in boating school is blankety, blankety, blank. Here we go. It is here. Yeah, why didn't it pop up first? I don't know. This is Aquarius. What? So we got air. We have Aquarius. We have the double crown. We have Taurus, the sun, and the throat. Interesting. The crown chakra is like the double crown is basically using the crown chakra as a transmitter rather than a receiver. Uranus is in Taurus right now. Aquarius and Taurus, they and air. Why did I do this? This is interesting. So we have, it's not necessarily, it's more than the thoughts that we think because it transmits from the crown chakra. There's the words that we say with the throat chakra. And then there's what we put out into the universe. Because air is here, there's a fluidity here. Because Taurus is here, it can ground down into the experience, which would basically be the sun where we see it. We more than see it, we live it. And then Aquarius is here. When does Pluto re-enter Aquarius? I don't have time nomad, so I can't just like do whatever. I guess I could Google it. Oh, I wish I had time nomad. I wonder if I can get it on my computer. Time nomad. Free astrology app for iPhone and iPad. Where is my iPad? Where's my iPad? It should be here somewhere. I got all these like iPad. I got a tablet, a laptop, a Surface Book, and my desktop. Now that I have a place to actually hook my desktop up, I don't use my laptop or my iPad anymore. Anyway, first world problems. Because Pluto is the only energy in Aquarius. But since it's retrograde, it's occupying Capricorn. Pluto re-enter Aquarius. When will Pluto enter Aquarius? The power of the internet, January 20th. Pluto enters the sign of Aquarius on March 23rd, 2023, and then January 20th and November 19th of 2024. Well, by that point in time, who knows what else will be in Aquarius? Is anything in Capricorn? No. I guess Mars could be in Aquarius by that point. Maybe Venus. The sun will be in Aquarius. Oh, January 20th. Like that's the beginning of Aquarius season around. So the sun is going to conjunct Pluto when it re-enters Aquarius. Wait. Because we got the sun and we got Aquarius right here. I don't know. I don't know anything. I should have just left the dice in the bag. All right. Well, it was a pleasure. It was lovely seeing you all. This has been less than Quickie Faeriely Day 2. Stick around to see if I do it tomorrow. I hope you all have an amazing whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that whatever you need along your path, journey, and where you find. And I hope you, in awareness and attentiveness, when whatever come up, to be inspired to create. I hope you're inspired to create something beautiful. And until next time, that's what I'm going to leave you with.